Hey, Sean, this video is just a quick tour of my current working studio as well as my setup for what I'm using to make all these YouTube videos lately. I've had a series of studios over the past 11 years that I've had my company, and in September of 2018, I closed my last studio and moved into my house because as much as I loved my studio and I loved being away and not working from home, I began traveling so much for work that it didn't make sense, and I always film on location, and it was just sort of annoying to wake up in the morning, go to my studio, load all my equipment, go to the gig, come back to the studio just to unload it, and then come home, and I was just spending time and money putting internet and air conditioning and heating into this closet essentially that was storing my gear. As fun as it was, it's more economical to do it this way for now, and with the arrival of my son, it's really nice to be able to work from home, and while he's asleep, like he is now, I'm able to work and get things done and get edits made and emails sent. So I'm going to walk quickly through what is now my current working studio slash TV room slash guest room in our house. It works, though. It works for right now, and I'll show you around. I'm going to switch away from this camera to my iPhone because my A7 III is recording this interview and the audio. So first off, my setup is the Sony A7 III as my main camera. I'm shooting in 4K so that I can crop in and make that fake second angle still at full resolution. So filming at 4K, I have a small HD focus monitor plugged in, and this is the one with the Teradek built into it. So I usually attach this to my gimbal so that I can have a director's monitor elsewhere wirelessly. But I love this little thing. I'm not using the wireless capabilities, obviously, for this right now because it's pointless. My microphone, as you can see, is an Audio-Technica AT2020, and I have this running in to the Zoom F4, which I've made several videos about. And the Zoom F4 is powered by a Dracast battery, which I don't like the battery life on the F4, especially when running phantom power, but being able to come out of the D-tap of a V-mount battery directly into the side, it lets me run power off this thing for a long time. I'm not actually recording any audio into the F4. I'm sending it through the sub out around this cable directly into the side of my A7 III so that all my audio is recorded directly in camera, which just saves me a step with YouTube videos. And when I'm producing stuff for YouTube, the quality is not going to matter that much. The difference that I would get out of recording natively into the Zoom and then syncing it up in post. The lights in here, I have the Aputure 300D Mark II, which is absolutely overkill. I get that. It is a ridiculous size light for this room, and I have the Aputure Lantern modifier on it, which pops up really easily, but I leave this set up in here. For practical lighting, I have this IKEA lamp with an IKEA light bulb that's a warmer light bulb. I think it's 2700, running through some galvanized pipe that I put up on a Cardellini clamp on the back of my desk. And that's really nice for when I'm working, especially at night and I need to see what's going on. It messes me up with color grading, so when I'm color grading, I turn this off, and behind my monitor, I have this strip of LEDs that projects 6500 Kelvin onto the wall, which just sort of neutralizes anything that's going on, which is kind of nice. Maybe overkill, but kind of nice. And then for some reason, I have Jessie's diploma for her master's in social work hanging behind my computer. I have a little calendar next to me. I have a baby monitor. My computer for editing, I like my desk to be very clear, and I know people build big hard drives and things and all sorts of stuff and speakers. I typically wear headphones when I edit, but I have an iMac, and the only thing plugged into it really is this Samsung solid state drive, 4 terabyte solid state drive, which is so fast and makes editing a breeze. But more importantly than all that, it's silent. I've had stacks of hard drives before. I've had RAID arrays on my desk, and they're just fans, they're noise, and they bother me while I'm editing. And so this is silent. It's really, really nice, and it keeps things simple and minimized. And then I started using the Loupedeck Plus, this keyboard that lets you adjust some. It's geared for Lightroom, but it works with Final Cut. and Premiere and Resolve, but you can adjust all your colors, your shadows, your midtones, all those sort of things with dials, as well as customize these buttons to do any number of things. So it's really nice to be able to just twist a knob and have that instead of dragging a mouse or like click on a menu. And especially because I use the trackpad and not a mouse, sometimes it can be hard to feather that really, really gently. And so to be able to twist the knobs and have that very tactile feedback is really, really nice as an editing experience. And it was like $250 compared to some of the controllers that are thousands of dollars. It's not the highest quality thing in the world, but it makes a huge impact for its cost, especially. And then lastly, around the room, I've got 3 photos from my trip to Burkina Faso that I really liked. I really liked the photos. The trip was a challenge. But I had those printed by Adorama Pix, or now it's Printique, on metal, and I really like those in here. And then behind me on the shelf, I have the 2 milkshakes from the Marshmallow Lesson, my first short film that I filmed in October, as just a reminder of how that whole thing came to be from nothing. And then I have the books that I'm either currently reading or that I like to keep close by, including the Hardy Boys books, obviously, and a couple other pictures from vacations here and there, and a painting. And then I keep a whiteboard with all of my current projects, so that I can just always make sure that I'm making progress and that nothing is slipping off the radar. If I have an open project, it goes on this board. So that's pretty much it. It is definitely an efficient space. It's small, but I haven't had any problems achieving the things that I need to achieve with this setup how it is right now. And I don't know that this will be my setup forever or even for long, but for now, this is what is working for me. Thanks for watching. See you later. Bye.